So with this sculpture, you can actually pick up each one. There's 144 individual slices to this artwork. So if we take this off here, you can see this base layer is stuck to the stainless steel canvas. But you've also got these beautiful, big, large, chunky ones. These are all aluminium cut, sanded and smooth and polished, and then dipped in gold, silver, and copper finishings to kind of give this really beautiful final look and feel.
So welcome for another Crypto Talks Wednesdays. Sorry for that. We'd like to welcome you and welcome in this episode of great news today. So we're gonna welcome our guest in 1 minute exactly. I'm not gonna make you wait a lot, so I'll welcome you in 1 minute. For those who just joined us, thanks for being here. Thank you for another really exciting week. It has been up and down. Unfortunately, I have some bad news regarding my partner in crime. He's sick, so he will not be able to co-host this with me. So I'll be managing this. So I need your help also into and asking your questions. Meanwhile, let me just introduce briefly our guest. She is the first NFT artist in UAE. She's woman of many achievements. As we saw in the opening video, she's just creating beautiful art, innovative art, and creative art. And she'll be dropping her NFT very soon, which we will understand more. There was some news today that she shared about Pablo Freire, if I'm not mistaken, and then she will give us more information. So I'm just browsing a little bit of Amrita's art. Don't forget, Monday with BX Talks, we have our mint your first NFT. So we're going to be helping you how you're going to be minting your first NFT hand in hand. So you can either mint it or you can buy it. We're going to drive you from A to Z in the whole process. So with that, let me welcome my guest. Welcome on board. I know there's a lot of noise, so excuse the noise.
Is the noise, is it too loud or should I?
It's okay.
It very loud?
It's okay.
Sorry about that. It's
okay.
like, it's crypto event season in Dubai, as you know. And so
yeah, well, indeed.
It's a very hard, you're being out and about and having to multitask, but that's Dubai, I think, or that's the NFT space, I think.
Yeah, indeed. First, I'd like to welcome you to Cryptotalks platform, and then we're really eager for a lot of news that you've been up in lately. Was it your own NFT project or your own projects, or was it on the metaverse? Your camera is off, I think, now.
Yeah, no, it's just got, yeah. It's here.
Yeah. So we are really excited about the news. So can you introduce yourself to our
yeah, absolutely,
and then we'll take it from there.
Perfect. So thank you so much, first of all, and thank you so much for having me. I'm very sorry about the noise. Just tell me if it gets too loud and I'll see if I can be. The problem is if I go somewhere else, then there's no light. So that's the problem. But yeah, my name's Amrita. I'm the first NFT artist. Thank you so much for that introduction. I'm also the creator of my own art style, which I've obviously called Sound Bites. And I'm super, super excited about my latest collection, which was what I kind of launched at Art Dubai. Which is, I think, exactly what you were showing with the sculpture. And I think what is unique about this entire project, which I'm happy for us to talk about now, is that it's almost like what I would call a 360 approach to an NFT like collection, if that makes sense. And it's things like, as an artist, being able to combine all of the things that drives me creatively uses the technology in a way that really like enhances what I do, but also is this balance between what I think NFT art has done for the environment, but also where I believe NFTs are going as well. So not to be left behind just because I'm one of those artists that is a fine artist, but I believe in basically also longer term sustainability of a project. Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you say that again?
Yeah, I was muted.
Yeah.
I was muted, so it's
Yeah.
okay. Great, what you're trying
Sorry.
to create also from physical art bridged into that virtual and augmented reality and augmented space. I met you in Stepford physically, and then you were wearing a abaya with smart devices, let's call them. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about this and how it
Yeah,
actually goes.
absolutely. So what I'll do is I'll first talk to you about the project that I've got, because I think it hits all of the aspects, I would say, of the kind of current collection that I'm doing. So basically, one thing that I love about NFTs in the metaverse is that basically anything is possible. The only thing I keep saying is that the only thing that's stopping you is your imagination, right? So that's the first thing. Now, so if that's nothing that's stopping you and anything is possible, I thought to myself, well, why don't I just create my own language, right? So I took the alphabet and I took sound bites and I combined, which is my genre of art, where I mix sound and I capture the shape and structure of the sound wave. And then each of the lines of the sound wave I draw to match the meaning of the word. So I took the alphabet, I took my sound bites, and I created the alpha bites. And I did that also on purpose in terms of a play on words, because, when you talk about NFTs, you talk a lot about how, what is the alpha, taking the bite out of the alpha. So it's that kind of interplay and that intersection between pure art, I would say, but also kind of speaking to the NFT world, where they believe in utility and they want to be part of a community, right? So then I thought, okay, I've got the alpha bytes. What is going to be my first word from the alpha bytes? So I created the word meta reversed. And the reason why I did that is because I actually did a sculpture at Art Dubai where I effectively started from the digital world and brought it to the physical world. And I did that through by creating my own language, but actually making a sculpture out of it. So in a way, what I've done is I've reversed the metaverse, and that's why the first word is me saying the word meta reverse. And I did that along sound and in my new language. And I think from there, what I kind of did that was super interesting is that I said, okay, fine, again, what is some of the advantages of NFTs, which I know you guys talk about on your show, is that you can start to fractionalize physical artwork, right? But I was just in an event today and speaking to some lawyers, and the problem with being able, there's now a new system that if you take a fractionalized token and you could apply it to one physical artwork. So say, for example, you have a Van Gogh and you apply and you do a fractionalized physical thing. What happens is that it can be seen as a security. So if you have one NFT and one physical item, then that's okay. So what I did is I took the sculpture, I sliced it into 145 individual NFTs, physical pieces, and then I matched it with the NFT. So basically, there's going to be 145 NFTs for sale, of which each one comes with an NFT. So in a way, what I've done is kind of created what I think is one of the first physically fractionalized NFT sculptures.
Right. So you're following also that Bitcoin Satoshi's logic into your art.
Absolutely. And then I didn't really want to stop there. I think you mentioned about the augmented reality. So what I do is I layer on the augmented reality, and from there it actually decodes my language back into English. So you can see it says meta reversed. But I've also taken the collection back into the metaverse. So I don't know. Have you been into Decentraland recently, Rudy?
Yeah, just yesterday.
Yeah, so go down to Frankie's Tavern. It's minus 66, minus 113. In fact, in about 2 days' time, I'll be launching a competition where you can take a selfie in front of my sculpture. So what I did is I put, I put a sculpture of the actual physical sculpture in Decentraland, so you can go and see it in there, as well as having the hoodies which you can buy and then your avatar wears them. So I like to also play around with wearables, as you rightly said earlier today, in terms of my abaya. But I also create physical wearables as well, which also augment reality. So it's just a combination of, as I said, touching all different points of an NFT project in one way that I think showcases the utility of what NFTs can do for art.
Yeah, yeah. You are creative on that space. A lot of creativity, a lot of innovation, also not just creativity. And you've been on the news. Was it from CBC? Was it CNN? Was it many other also famous and great news? So
Yeah, I think
what's
is
happening?
yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yes.
your question.
Yeah. Here we go. Go.
I so I think what's happening there is that I think the media loves the story of that I'm an ex-banker turned artist. I think that was what kind of captured a lot of people's imagination. I think the feeling that you can, and it's not even the feeling, it's the fact that that's my life, right? Like I went from being in a very traditional financial role, throwing that away in a way, and actually just reinventing myself for my passion. And NFTs has just really allowed me to do that. So I think initially, the media was captivated by that. And it was also very much on the wave of the rise of NFTs, right? And then since then, there's been a real, I think, interest in the type of art that I've done. So CNN did an amazing feature on me. I'm super grateful to them. CNBC, Forbes, BBC. So, and obviously now on Crypto Talks, gotta give my love to. But it's also not just within the centralized world of, and exactly, a lot of love, good in the centralized world of the media, but also in terms of the decentralized, right? So people love a story. They like when something is all very virtual, they also want to do it so that it is a very relatable story. And I think that if only if I can inspire one person ever when they're listening to my story to say to yourself that you've got to listen to the voice inside you. You have to remember what inspires you and what drives you. And sometimes we get so caught up in either the rat race of the corporate world or the craziness of the crypto world that we forget who we are. And I think sometimes it's getting a moment to connect to that and understanding where the universe wants to take you. And I think that's kind of what I ended up doing.
Yeah, you've got a direct comment here. We love you for inspiring us, from Mary.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And she
Thank
says,
you.
"You go, girl. I love your spirit and your projects with a big S. You're just amazing."
Thank you
So
so much.
I
No, I
think
appreciate
the
it.
thing, inspiration is what drives you, is what's driving the community, and then you're giving something totally innovative, not just a normal kind of traditional art, let's say.
Yeah, I think what I want to do on that is that I want to inspire two different worlds, right? I think let's talk about the traditional world, like the physical world people, so who don't know what NFTs are. And so what I kind of want to do is I think when the people in the traditional world, they hear the NFTs, they just think, oh, this is like people making money. This is just seems weird. Like people are just like, is it just about community? Is it about utility? What is this all about? Like, or everybody is just being hyped up in the market. But what I kind of want to show people is that through like leveraging experience and actually creating a kind of bridge between, like they call this hybrid reality between the physical and digital art, I'm literally showing them how art is changing. we haven't changed the way we experience art in a very, very long time. So I want people to experience it. If they experience it, they feel closer to it. If they feel closer to it, they may want to learn more about it. And if they learn more, knowledge is power, and power is everything. So, and I think power and education comes with then leads to deep appreciation. And so that's what I'm trying to change in the traditional market. What I try to do in the digital market, so people who are aware already about NFTs and crypto, is I want it, like, look, don't get me wrong, I understand that you have to flow with the innovation and the flow of where the NFT market is going. But I also want to remind people that NFTs aren't just like, it's not just a pure transactional moment. It's about being able to really, I don't know, really like also celebrate art for what it is and what it's providing to the space. So I hopefully I'll inspire both aspects, both from the traditional as well as the digital world.
Yeah, great. I have a question from Amin. He says, how do we in this? One address for you.
So, but I start in terms of like
NFT space.
As an artist, or as a collector?
As an
so
let's go for NFT minting or as an artist.
Okay, so as an artist, what I would say is the same way you would approach your physical art strategy, you should approach your digital art strategy. So what is the artist you want to be? Do you want to be somebody, you know, who's known for creating big one-off pieces, being innovative like myself, or are you happy just to be that artist where like you literally can just, you know, put it out, you know, like you're just doing prints and that's okay, and you want people to know about your work? You need to understand who your market is, who's your collector, how you reach them, what art speaks to you, you know, how you want to celebrate that. It's the same thing. So I would say, you know, find out who you are as an artist, tell your story, and then yes, you will probably, if you're not very techie related, you probably need to then partner up with a good NFT platform who can help guide you. And then for a collector, what I would say is that don't be scared, learn as much as you can about the NFT space, but also follow artists, like how with me, follow my story, see what I'm doing, see what my collections are. This is why, like, I like the fact that I'm attracting people within the NFT, like the physical world space, who've never bought an NFT before, but they want to buy an NFT, but they want to feel security in owning a physical asset first. So it just depends on where you're coming from, what experience. But you know what I always say is the most important thing is get out of the audience and get into the arena. Sorry, is it a bit louder? I know somebody's.
Yeah. It is.
Is it okay? There's a bit of like this.
That's okay.
Talking about
We can still hear you. We can still hear you.
Okay, very good.
I love the advice. Also, are asking you before I post that question. Join us Monday on our DX Talks session. We will be taking you into minting first NFT.
Yes.
That way, from zero to minting your NFT, so you can learn if you want. I think that was. So join us Monday if you want to post the links.
Yeah.
Now. Then I'll link your contact now if you wanna, because Bob is asking how to contact you, and then follow her at.
So do follow me at for Instagram. It's art.by.amrita. At the moment, the project that I've got out is thealphabytes.com, as in the and then alpha and then bytes. But if you just go to my website at artbyamrita.com, you'll be able to get all the information from there. What I would say is I love the fact that you're taking people from hand to minting. I actually have my private sale happening on Sunday 27th. So if you want to be one of the lucky holders of the 145 NFTs that I'm doing, because as I said, this is not just a normal collection. You're going to be becoming one of the OGs and you're going to be having one of the meta passes to my meta maison, which is my NFT art house, then I really recommend that you go and you know, like DM me and I'll put you on the whitelist. We've got some whitelist spots left over and I'm happy to give them to the Crypto Talks guys. And then on Sunday, you know, go to my website and you'll be able to mint. You do need a bit of ETH in your wallet. If you want to know, as you know, Rudy, like open a MetaMask wallet, go to an exchange, put some money in it, then transfer some ETH at 0.8 ETH, and hopefully maybe I might be the first one of your NFTs in your wallet. It will be my greatest pleasure to convert, to be that person, because I do think it's a bit like in life, you will never forget the first internet site you went to or even the first NFT, and I want to be that person that provides that kind of utility to that person who's dared to be the first one to buy an NFT.
Yeah, I just posted the links here, so and they are in the chat. So do join the whitelist, do join the minting on Sunday. All the best from our side, from Crypto Talks, and thank you for being with us. We even, you know, with a short notice, and you know, being in the event. Thank you for giving us the time.
No, thank you so much, and I hope you could hear me clearly. And I love you. I appreciate you. And all I can say is, remember, everything happens for a reason, and all you can always do is try your best and go with the flow.
Thank you for that, and we'll see you later. I'll pass your movie now,
Great.
and then we'll come back. Yeah, that was some exciting innovation here. So let's watch the movie again, and then we'll be back.
So with this sculpture, you can actually pick up each one. There's 144 individual slices to this artwork. So if we take this off here, you can see this base layer is stuck to the stainless steel canvas. But you've also got these beautiful, big, large, chunky ones. These are all aluminium cut, sanded and smooth and polished, and then dipped in gold, silver, and copper finishings to kind of give this really beautiful final look and feel.
So welcome back for a really exciting talk with Amrita, great artist. What can we say? So we're gonna start with our normal news now in a second. So don't forget Monday to join us with this are doing for and it will be fully on NFTs. We might have some rewards and some things to win. So do join us. We will be celebrating next week our second year. So join us. You never know what you will win. Let's go into our agenda and welcome again our guest. And traders bet on Ethereum. As we saw today, there's a lot of news that is happening in the region and related to ETH. And Ethereum 2.2 upgrade was done on a testnet, and hopefully that brought back some of the promise and some of the hype for it to be back. So now with ETH 2.0, staking is the big bet on the guys. It's no longer mining and proof of work. So hopefully that will bring more, more success to Ethereum by itself. people are bullish on this, of course, but this is what we have to see. So the Ethereum Developer Society has completed the testing, which was long awaited. It has been long awaited after a while, and hopefully we still don't know what's the date of ETH, of the full upgrade of ETH 2.0. We still have to wait and see what's going on, what's gonna hype. But as you can see, the prices are already up from last week. The ETH today is here we go. Just 1 second, I'm pulling the numbers. ETH today is around 3,014. So that's a big jump from last week. And whereas Bitcoin is always somehow 2,000 today. So as far as percentage, it jumped in 20 hours, 14, almost 15%. So that's a big jump for ETH, and hopefully it will continue this way. As we've seen on different occasions that ETH is somehow being decoupled in certain instances from the rise or the fall of Bitcoin. So which is a great thing, I think. We'll be taking your questions. Don't forget to put them in the chat. So yeah, more news. We'll jump to our second news, which is no more 4-year cycles. 5 things to know about Bitcoin. And as we are going into halving cycles, as we see, usually it's every 4 years. Today there might be some changes in that. We don't know yet. We have to wait and see and check out what's going to happen in the market. A lot of changes is happening. It's been bullish really on Bitcoin itself. We have to see what's the hype, what's the change. Is there going to be a proposed change on this topic or not? Let's wait and see. There's a lot of under the hood preparations for, I think, next year. So some great news, much needed for Bitcoin. And we jump to the metaverse. Prices in real estate are really booming. Well, last month or the one before, we have a yacht that was sold for $650,000. So it's actually more expensive than the actual yacht. So some amazing today. We are hearing the prices of the metaverse coins are also jumping somehow. So there's a lot of move. We've seen last week Ape released their Bitcoin, their coin, ApeCoin, and the project is one of the projects is related to the metaverse. And then there's a lot of things and many brands that are going in to secure more space. So if you're lucky, if you're next to the famous people or not. PricewaterhouseCoopers, Adidas, Warner Music, they all have invested into the technology. So it's getting more and more hype on this. So we have to wait and see. It's a good time and good time actually to invest in that technology on the foundation and the layer for the future, because we're going to be seeing as much as 500, 600 possibly percent. This is what the report is saying. So we have to wait and see what's the new upgrades. Will they gonna be merging metaverses or creating that bridge that will give it more hype so you can jump between metaverses? There's a lot of hype about it, and hopefully we will see what's the latest and greatest. We're involved in some project, Blockchain Valley, which is a great project, and hopefully we'll be giving you more news later on as we move in the year. So stay tuned on that. Yeah, Hani, you like real estate. So Hani is always he won a real estate, virtual real estate last 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. So congrats on that space. So now let's jump into our news. MetaMask KYC emails are scams and confirm support. We've seen a big hype last week. Many people and many users complained on Twitter that they are receiving emails from MetaMask, and most of them, they were phishing emails. So make sure if you received any email from MetaMask is actually not to click or follow it, or enter your password. Make sure not to enter your password anywhere, and make sure not to also allocate your wallet to any website that you actually don't need, and so you don't get actually hacked in the future. So watch out from fraud, watch out from phishing attacks. A lot of things are being done to try to hack you or take your passwords or take your keys or even take your authentication. We'll jump to RippleNet, which is listed as a direct alternative to SWIFT by the AMF, Arab Monetary Fund, which was last week listed. And this is a great news for Ripple itself, because they are trying to be, as much as they can, the crypto regulated alternative to SWIFT, where SWIFT, they try to upgrade their systems and created SWIFT GP, and all of the upgrades and all of the systems that they have and all of the privilege that they have, they're still behind in the technology to compete with the crypto or the blockchain in specific. And this is where Ripple is actually doing some more advancements. That doesn't mean the price will go up, but that doesn't mean also that it will, boom. But at least it's being adopted more and more, because they also need somehow certain level of price fluctuations. You cannot sell something in a regulated space where fluctuations is in tens of thousands of dollars or whatever. So you need something to be able to manage that fluctuation. I think so far Ripple has proved since 2017 and 2018, after its fall, that the price has been almost constant. It's becoming somehow stable coin, even though it is not a stable coin. But the idea of it is the fluctuation is somehow more or less controlled. We'll jump into the Ukraine CBDC is progressing a lot during wartime. There's a lot of efforts being thrown out on the CBDC to legalize it in the parliament, the war, and hopefully issue their own digital coin so they can support their citizens with the problem of closing banks and central banks, problem of access to money, and many other factors that are taking part. So this is where they are trying to help. Many people are trying to help in developing the CBDC. For example, from the CEO of Dixon, Donald Dixon, also they are offering their help. Many people are offering their help to lift off. Was it on army level, or was it on logistics and so on? So there's a lot of talk in the parliament to be able to study and work on the development of the CBDC towards helping Ukraine, and Ukraine being able to provide its citizens some sort of regulated money, as we see also the rise of now the adoption, and also the rise of people giving away money and donating for Ukraine. It's more than $120 million of donations so far. So numbers are really big, and they need a way to survive, they need a way to continue, and they need a way to make ends living. We'll jump to the news, which is Coinbase sued for allegedly selling 79 unregistered crypto. Yes, as much as we run from regulations or from not being sued or trying to regulate, they are trying to do in the end of the day, there's a lot of regulations. There's a lot of stepping hot seats. It's really crazy how much Coinbase in specific, because it's one of the most regulated centralized or decentralized exchanges, always something related to it. So they are being hammered by because they XRP and Dogecoin and Shiba Inu and so on and so on. There's a class action lawsuit that was filed by citizen towards against Coinbase. So let's wait and see what's going to happen. The sale of those tokens, which really violates the federal and state law. So we have to wait and see, because in Coinbase you have to register every single coin with SEC and regulation. So many people or purchaser does not have access to disclosure to that company issuance of traditional securities. Well, we have to wait and see what's going to happen in the lawsuit. Sorry for that. And then Circle, Blockify, and other crypto firms. Yesterday, they announced that they got hacked. So that's another coincidence that's happening in the world of crypto. And another company that is being hacked. We have to wait. As we saw with BitMEX, after 6 years or 5 years of waiting, we saw a disclosure of how it happened with the FBI and the SEC investigation. So as far as those new decentralized exchanges that got hacked, we have to wait and see for the report what's going to happen, if there was an actor or not, was it an employee, because the first incidence goes towards a third-party employee. So we're still not sure what is the story. It is the fingers are spotted against HubSpot, and we have to wait and see what's gonna. It's still unclear what's the intention of this hack. How much was it stolen? We're unsure of all of the detail, but we wait and see, and then we get more news. So I'll start taking your questions quickly, and I'd like to thank you for staying with us today, and hope and wish Tay a quick recovery. Why did the world came up with a crypto government services could be paid with crypto? It means get regulated by government, and why not just use old ways? Yes. Well, crypto came up as a decentral idea. It was against the 2008 Feds backing the system again, where financial and economical situation is dire. And every now and then we have a crisis and economic situation, and you come and pump in money, and then you reset the economy, and then you move on again. This is where Satoshi did his involvement and created the first crypto coin, Bitcoin, to disrupt this whole system. So government services could be paid in crypto, yes, but they are not regulated. And then so far they have not regulated Bitcoin. They have proposed to regulate, but they could not so far. They have proposed also last, I think, 10 in the US, the regulation for CBDC, and then to push the CBDC into more, advanced forums, so that it can be advised and signed into the US. I was involved in DEA, Digital Euro Association, yesterday. I'm involved in that group of experts where we discuss the future of digital euro. Also, there's a lot of advancement there, but it's not going to show any light anytime soon. It's going to take maybe a year or two for big countries to go into the CBDC, excluding the digital yuan and the CBDC of China, which is already progressing slowly but surely. They already have use cases. They have the infrastructure, and so on and so on. So there's a lot to do and a lot of work and a lot of regulations. With countries, you need regulations. And this is where and why I hate Bitcoin, because it is unregulated and cannot technically be regulated because the way it was built. So I'll take one more question. I hope that the part with Amrita was good, and then you could see her space and her art. Let's hit some of her work, and we'll be back with one last question.
So with this sculpture, you can actually pick up each one. There's 144 individual slices to this artwork. So if we take this off here, you can see this base layer is stuck to the stainless steel canvas. But you've also got these beautiful, big, large, chunky ones. These are all aluminium cut, sanded and smooth and polished, and then dipped in gold, silver, and copper finishings to kind of give this really beautiful final look and feel.
So I'll take one last question from Bob. Tell us more about the NFT session. Yes, I didn't post that. Let me post it, the link. Let me post the link so you can register. Join us Monday at 8:30 p.m. Dubai time, 6:30 p.m. I think 6:30 p.m. Yes. I think 7:30 p.m. Dubai time, because there's a hour change happening last Sunday, which is on the 20th. So it's going to be 7:30 p.m. time and 6:30 p.m. Beirut and KSA time. So join us. We will be going through from zero to hero, as they say on the NFT. I'm going to be taking you into how you're going to be minting, how you're going to start, what's the beginning, was it on MetaMask or other wallets, how to get your wallet, how to start minting, how to choose art, which art is really somehow, it has some value. I'm going to be going from A to Z easily, taking questions step by step. That will be for your benefit. So do join us. Posting now the link to join us on Zoom on Monday 28th. Yes, this is the link. It is now posted in the chat system. Here we go. So this is the link to register. It is in the chat. So do join us Monday. Please that within your community. If you are a member of DXTalks WhatsApp group or on our mailing list, you should have received it also. And let's see you Monday. I'm looking forward to season 5, Big Bang. We have next week is a full week of celebrations on DXTalks and Cryptotalks. We will be giving many surprises. Possibly we'll be giving also some NFTs and some tokens, some crypto coins, and so on and so on. So do join us, do follow us. There will be a campaign running tonight to win. So also do join. If you attended previous shows, you know what we're talking about. So with that, I would like to thank our viewers for tonight. Having this low for today. I'd like to wish Tay again for a quick recovery, and we'll see you next week.